NFL Week 5 Power Rankings. So number 10, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just want to say during the offseason, I said I did not think the Buccaneers were going to be that bad. I did not think there was going to be a huge drop-off from Mayfield to Tom Brady, and so far I have been right. Baker Mayfield, he's been playing well. He has limited the mistakes and the whole offense outside of their run game for me. The Buccaneers offense has played pretty well. Their defense, pretty good, not amazingly dominant, not terribly bad. They did just shut out or dominate the Saints, and they're looking good. To me, their biggest weakness coming into the season was coaching, but so far that has not seemed like a big problem. Then number 9, I have the Seattle Seahawks staying where they are. Good win over the Giants, but doesn't really tell us too much since the Giants are pretty bad anyway. But Seahawks defense, and specifically their defensive line, just caused havoc for the Giants, and that's good because first 3 weeks the Seahawks defense was not that good. Their offense honestly did not play that well against the Giants. I know Geno Smith was injured, but against the Giants, the Seahawks weren't that good. But throughout this season, the Seahawks offense has been better and have been getting better, so I still have them at 9. Number 8, I have the Baltimore Ravens up 2 spots. Good, great win over the Browns. Lamar Jackson played out of his mind. Their defense played good. It was just a good win, but obviously the Browns were missing Deshaun Watson, and the Ravens, I am slightly concerned about how their run game is going to do. They didn't do great against the Browns, and yes, Browns are a good defense, but Baltimore, I still have to see a little bit more of their offense. Their offense has been kind of inconsistent this season. Their defense is good though, and I have the Ravens at 8. And number 7, I have the Dolphins down 4 spots. Not a pretty game against them. Bills Dolphins defense was a bigger liability than I thought last season or last week, even though I knew last week the defense was a big problem. Offense got slowed down a little bit. Their run A chain was still very good. Tua was all right, but Tyreek and Waddle got not shut down, but slowed down. An offensive line losing a couple of key injuries. Their Dolphins' depth to me is still a little bit concerning, but they still have the high end talent, and maybe their defense can improve. But I still have them at 7. Number 6, I have the Detroit Lions up a spot. They blew out the Packers. Their defense so far this season has looked not great but good, having some very good games against the Packers, Falcons, and Week 1 against the Chiefs. But there's still some cracks as we could see. Um, their offense though still good, but honestly not as good as they were last year. But still good offense with a good defense. So I have them at 6. At number 5, I have the Dallas Cowboys up a spot. Their defense was completely dominant, showing that last week against the Cardinals, it was a fluke last week. Cardinals defense or Cowboys defense completely dominating the Patriots had caused multiple turnovers. Micah Parsons, a game wrecker. Only thing keeping me from a top 3 is Cowboys is their offense. Cowboys offense really haven't had a chance to show themselves yet, so I can't put them much higher. The offense has been slightly inconsistent, so I still have them at 5. Number 4, I have the Kansas City Chiefs staying where they are. Not a pretty win against the Jets at all. Their offense lost the rhythm that they gained last week, and offense still has not figured it out. Yet this season, their offense looks inconsistent. Clearly, Mahomes and the wide receivers are out of sync. Their defense, this is not a good game for the defense either. They let Zach Wilson slice their defense. But so far this season, I still think the Chiefs have a good top 10 defense, but their offense really has to figure it out and soon, because soon they're going to play some top tier competition, and their offense cannot play that bad against top tier competition. For example, at number 3, you have the Philadelphia Eagles down a spot. Um, I feel like the Eagles are still figuring things out with their new coordinators. Their offense was still good, but Jalen Hurts isn't as good as he was last season. Their running game isn't as good as they were last season. Their defensive line is still good. They're still good at getting pressure and stopping the run, but their secondary is still figuring things out. The Eagles still have the high end talent to bail out mid coaching that's still figuring them out, but I can't put them at. I have to drop down a spot, especially since they went into overtime against the Commanders. I still have all the talent. Like AJ Brown looked really good. Jalen Hurts is still all right, but I feel like they're still figuring some things out, especially on the coaching side. The number two, I have the Buffalo Bills up 3 spot. They just blew out the Dolphins and the contender. Josh Allen played really well. Obviously, it was against the Dolphins. Their running game wasn't actually as good, but they've been good this season. Their defense, though, if they're getting Von Miller back, and that should make their like top, the best defense, even better. And so far, the Bills both have a great offense and a great defense with good coaches. So I have them going up 3 spots. And teams that dropped out, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals. They just have to. Joe Burrow just has to get healthy. Their team is not playing well with Joe Burrow that injured. They lost 27-3 to the Titans. That's bad. Yeah, but I can't have them in the top 10 anymore. Joe Burrow is playing his worst football like since probably high school. Their offense just can't function without Burrow. Their defense, losing those pieces in the secondary hurt them more than I thought, so I have them dropping out. And then number one, I have the 49ers. Beating the Cardinals. McCaffrey is freaking insane. Their offense, Brock Purdy looked really good. Um, Ayuk good. They have that great talent on offense and defense. They have Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, everybody. San Francisco team is really stacked. They have a good coach and they are number one until further notice. So there you have it, my NFL Week 5 power rankings.